Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. Today we've got Chelsea news. We're going to talk in a different kind of way today. I'm going to less talk about news story number one, news story number two, because the news isn't really moving. We're at that point of the season now where we've got 4 games left of the season. We're patiently waiting for this nightmare that has been the 22-23 campaign to finish. And then we've got silence on new managers, which is leaving silence for big pressing questions. Because if for whatever reason Pochettino doesn't take over, it will have a massive ripple effect on so many different Chelsea players. Be that players that might want to be sold, players who might look at Poch's arrival and think, well, maybe I won't push for a move away straight away. I'm under contract, so let's see what Pochettino thinks of me during a pre-season. We could be talking here about Raheem Sterling. I want to talk about his comments today. Christian Pulisic, another player. Mason Mount, another, who apparently Pochettino really wants. However, there is one more day left of the biggest GBFC giveaway ever. If you watched yesterday's video, you may have already joined my Telegram. Link at the top of the description. I'm giving away 2 tickets to Newcastle at home, last day of the season, Platinum VIP. They're worth £1,000 each. And I'm giving one of you, all you've got to do is join the Telegram. You don't have to buy anything. Just have to join it, and I'll pick one of the names tomorrow as the winner. It's a £2,000 prize. You may as well just join. And then I'm going to be posting various different polls, questions, unique videos, because I've partnered with Go Markets, a company who Chelsea have just signed a sponsorship agreement with. So it's nice that I can collaborate with them. They're sponsoring our club and they're helping me give away 2 tickets to Chelsea Newcastle, £2,000. Link in the description. Please go and join. Raheem Sterling. Let's talk about him. The rumours are that Raheem Sterling really wants to stay at Chelsea with Mauricio Pochettino's pending arrival. Sterling wants to be a big part of the rebuild. This, for me, is quite big from Raheem Sterling because when you think about his mental headspace, right? Raheem Sterling now, right this moment, as a Chelsea player, having left Manchester City, many people wondered why Raheem Sterling was going to leave City. Yes, his role in the team had become surplus due to the signing of Jack Grealish, but at the same time, Sterling was still scoring. Sterling was still getting minutes, even if they were infrequent, getting assists, winning trophies. And now, Raheem Sterling is looking at Man City. They're 1 match away, and I think they'll do it. I think they'll beat Real Madrid in the second leg. They're 1 major final against Man United away. 1 final probably against Inter Milan away. And unless there is a massive capitulation, they're going to win a treble. Man City are about to win a flipping treble. The first English club to do the proper one since 1999. Manchester United. Raheem Sterling's probably looking at this thinking, this is a disaster. The whole club, we have gone through 3 different managers, waiting on a 4th. I genuinely think at this point, Chelsea might just be waiting on the Pochettino announcement because they don't want to be in the news right now. Maybe we don't want to announce Pochettino because Chelsea Football Club have been they've received such a barrage of negativity, be that from their own fans, the footballing world. Everyone's opinion on Chelsea is that we have been living through a disaster of a season. We're 12th in the Premier League. We're not going to probably get out of the bottom half of the table this season. Knocked out of both domestic competitions to Manchester City and shambolic, really, in the Champions League. But despite all of this, Raheem Sterling wants to stay. With Raheem Sterling, when we look at those figures over the years, even back to the Liverpool days, right? What a footballer he was. Whereas when you see him at Chelsea, we've said this during the rebuild series, Chelsea have an inbuilt attacking DNA problem. And I think when we talk about Sadio Mane slightly later in this video, you could start looking at Chelsea and think, well, Mudryk and Madueke have been bought in for big money. They are both still so young. And even if we're talking with Mudryk, Madueke about getting used to being in the Premier League, getting used to being in London, This is something that Chelsea don't have the time to allow for multiple seasons. When you buy young players, it's actually not that similar to what Southampton have done. What Southampton did this season was take a massive gamble, buy a load of young players in the hope that it works out. It kind of enhanced what they were known as from the outside as a club that develops young talents. But look at what they've done this season. Southampton and Chelsea's seasons are not too dissimilar, if we're being really honest, in terms of like the disparity in the size of the clubs and expectations compared to where we both are in the table. It's about right. It's gone so wrong by buying so many young players and expecting it to work that we're both seeing the repercussions of it now. So for someone like Sterling, I've said that he should be sold based on what I've seen, knowing that his resale value, if the form trajectory, it doesn't become about form, it becomes this is the footballer he's become. Raheem Sterling once was this prolific goal-scoring, assist-making player in the Premier League, and now he's just in and out of a Chelsea team that can't score goals. Well, unfortunately, the longer Chelsea's attack don't score, the lower the value of every attack-minded player at this football club becomes. That is the reality of the whole situation, apart from maybe your Mudriks, your Maduekis, because they're so young, people still buy into the potential, but they're on massive contracts, so Chelsea will keep them. That is where I sit with this. Raheem Sterling, if you're going to say that you want to be a big part of this rebuild, if you want to take it upon yourself to be one of those leaders, I think it could be worth another shot. If he wants to be here, which the way it's looked, maybe it hasn't looked like he has wanted to be here, but then at the same time, to judge any of the attackers based on the solo parameter of do they want to play or not, would be foolish when all of the attacking problems are so deeply rooted at the club, and it may not necessarily be Raheem Sterling. It may simply be the fact that we don't know how to attack whatsoever. Unless we're literally defending and blocking shots with Thiago Silva, Wesley Fofana, Badiashile, we can't do anything else. That is a pretty fair judgment of Chelsea right now. So it leads me to talk about Sadio Mane. Depending on who you read your reports from, depending on who you value as a journalist, many people are saying that Sadio Mane to Chelsea could be something that is closed in terms of Chelsea get this done before July. Chelsea might wait until the end of the season, and then before we know it, Sadio Mane is the first through the door, along with Christopher Nkunku and Malo Gusto at the start of next season. This, to me, I don't really see this as too bad of a move. I think Sadio Mane is only 31 years old. When I talk about what we've just said there with Sterling and older players who know what the business is in the Premier League, and with a manager like Pochettino, with that nucleus of young players around them, who also will be here for a long time, pushing them for their places. If a Mane wants to join this Chelsea project, yes, we've seen him play right wing, centre forward, left wing. He's played all along that front line. If we do sell Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi, Ziyech, maybe a Sterling, but we've already said maybe keep him if he wants to stay. Like, I'm open to it still, kind of. Chelsea can't just have Madueke and Mudryk, and because they're exciting young players, they play every week. No. We've got to be realistic here. Chelsea can't go from having surplus of wingers to 2 just because we're excited about them. That's not how football works. So if we're going to offload 3 or 4, we're probably going to need to bring in another one. Let's be realistic here. Yes, Nkunku can play off the left as well, but Havertz, Felix, Mount this season as a 10? Are any of us really stoked on that for next season at this moment in time? Not quite. We need to see what the new manager does. Sadio Mane's got a point to prove. He left Liverpool, wanted a new challenge. There was probably more money in it for him at Bayern Munich, and it didn't work out. Sometimes it doesn't, and it's normally Bundesliga to the Premier League that doesn't work out. But this time, it's Prem to the Bundesliga. He's 31 years old. Sensational footballer. One of the best in the Premier League for many years. And considering Bayern only spent 32 million on him, the decline this season, Chelsea get him for cheaper. It's the same as what we were saying earlier about players like Sterling, all of Chelsea's attackers, their market value when Chelsea keep on firing blanks just dribbles down. Down, down, down. Like the Jay Sean song from many years ago. This, to me, if Osimhen's going to be out the question because Chelsea don't have Champions League, if Harry Kane is out the question because Daniel Levy won't sell to Chelsea Football Club, or Kane won't join us, I don't know. And if Lukaku comes back, heaven forbid, let's just pray that isn't the case, then Sadio Mane could be a good option. And even if he's not that out-and-out number 9, could he play through the middle? Is this something you want to see me explore more? Let me know in the comments down below. It's a tough one with Nkunku coming in to expect Chelsea to get Mane and then bring in another striker as well, with the notion that we still might sign Felix. This to me sounds like we could be sat here next year with too many attackers again, but this time, like, we don't know who's the number 9, who's a winger. At the moment, we've just got too many we don't know what you are's. We can't just go from we don't know what you are's to you're all pretty good, but you're still not scoring. You're still not consistent, you know? Like, it could be a struggle. It really could. But Mane to Chelsea, depending on who you believe, could well be relatively close. Another piece of news that I'm actually quite excited about, because when I talk about Declan Rice, you guys know I love Declan Rice. I've pushed it. It gets bracketed on the internet as you've got an agenda, you're a Rice sexual, or whatever some people say. Very odd statements that come out when you just like a footballer from some people on the internet, but it's okay. It doesn't really bother me. It's up to them what they want to call me. But on the side, Manuel Ugarte, all right, a lot of you have been saying to me all season long, don't sleep on this guy. Watch him play. And that's a fair argument. I don't have time to watch the Portuguese league, straight up. But the more I've looked into this guy, the more I think he could be a brilliant fit for Chelsea. Manuel Ugarte, defensive. He has got a lot of Kante-esque attributes about him, but he's also a lot bigger. And I think if Chelsea, Romeo Lavia, we talked about him yesterday, the talks keep going on. The more Southampton look closer to the drop, the more this will develop and explode on the scene. Where will Lavia go this summer? Lavia and Ugarte, let me know that combination, your thoughts down below. If those are the two midfield signings, are you happy? I think Ugarte would be a fantastic signing. Declan Rice is my preference, but the more I've looked into this guy, absolutely brilliant as a number 6. Defensively solid, can travel with the ball, and he's got that kind of build of Nemanja Matic, which, if you remember Nemanja Matic, what a player he was for Chelsea. Not always the most, let's say, beautiful player to watch on the pitch, but he was like Mikel in a sense, where he allowed the rest of the more naturally talented ball carriers, progressors, to do their thing while still being able to dribble, still being able to pick a long pass. The way that Matic wrapped his left foot around a football was majestic at times. So Ugarte fits that kind of profile. And I think Chelsea, as much as we're trying to build something new, in a new light, in a new vision, we also need to look back on what was successful. How did we mould this team together? Despite football being an ever-changing game in which, look at the way that City play now, totally different to how we won the league under Mourinho. Totally different to how we won it under Conte, with Nemanja Matic as a Chelsea player. But there is definitely legs in this one. Ugarte's got them. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Going to wrap up this Chelsea news video for you guys here. We're still waiting on Pochettino. And if you haven't already, I'm still waiting for you guys to join the Telegram. Link down below. I know I spoke about it for a whole minute earlier, so if you're still here, congrats for making it to the end of the video. Hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, the Telegram, it's an amazing giveaway. And even over the summer when there's not games, I'm going to be giving other stuff away. Signed shirts, just to tease you a little bit. So yeah, there's not much you need to do. Just join the Telegram group. Link down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Come on, you Blues.